Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jamal Avery, and we are back with another episode of Good Energy Talks. I am so excited about my next guest, man. This guy has literally over 31 years in the entertainment industry. 31 freaking years, dog. Like, that's a long ass time. But the beauty about it is, man, he's really been not only just doing great things in the industry, doing great things just for the culture, for the community. And so when I first met this guy, I was instantly drawn to be able to see a brother who looks like me doing great things in the industry, making impact, making noise. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce my brother, my dog, the king himself, Brother Brett in the building.
What's going on?
What's up, man?
What's up with you? Oh,
Hey,
look, I can't. Wait, he put it up on me. Let me see. There we go. There we go.
Appreciate you pulling up to me, brother, on a Thursday at 5 p.m. Literally,
yes.
dog. How you been doing, dog?
Man, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I woke up this morning, so it's a good start. You know, professionally, you know, it's trying times in the industry right now, but you know, you can't have peaks without valleys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm the glass half full dude.
I love that,
You know what I mean? So, you know, you're not gonna catch me saying I'm having a bad day.
Yeah.
Because it could be worse.
It could be worse.
You know what I mean? And so, and it's funny, some of my people at work be like, oh, here he go with that positive shit.
Yeah.
But that's just how I've lived my life.
No, seriously, bro. And I think for me, being from North Carolina, and I want to get you to kind of get a chance to kind of say where you're from, like what you do, et cetera, right now. But like, I was so drawn to have you on this episode because I feel like sometimes when people see us, like they don't get a chance to see the whole view of us. You feel me? Like you're a man with many talents. Not only are you working at AMC Network, at the AMC Networks as the head of content, ALLBLK and you know WE TV, you're doing so much more. And so I'm curious, man, like how was your start in the industry? Because I mean, 31 years are like you're 6 and I'm just over here fighting for my life right now. So tell me about just like that intro in. Like I know you started off in music, so talk about that journey.
It's like you want me to go back to the beginning,
to the itty gritty.
All right, so here we go. So my mother and my aunt sang in a band in Chicago, south side of Chicago.
What kind of like church song?
No, like Donna Summer, Bad Girls, and Good Times, and man, Earth, Wind, and Fire song. Like yeah. So I would, as a little kid, I would be in the basement while they were rehearsing, and then I would go out to the parks when they were performing stuff. Yeah. And so my mom also had a 45 collection. I know I'm dating myself. That's the little record. That's the real little record that had the little yellow plastic piece you had to put in the middle to play on the record player, because the record player was really built for the 33 and the thirds, which is the big album.
The
45s were the little.
So was this before the big record, like?
So this is before the big records.
One, the little round.
So in my household, because I initially lived with my grandparents. And then me and my mom, we went out on our own and things like that. But so starting with my grandfather's blues collection, I was listening to 8 tracks. That's a 8-track cassette. It's about this big, and you would like shove it into the machine and it would play, right? So I started off listening to 8 tracks. Then I would go down in the basement, play my mom's 45s. Then I bought my first, so I'm gonna tell it. I bought my first album in 1982. Olivia Newton-John, Let's Get Physical. I know y'all don't know nothing about that. I know. Listen, Olivia Newton.
I can feel the energy.
Wait, do you know who Olivia Newton-John is?
I don't know Olivia Newton-John.
Okay,
my mama do though.
Yep, she absolutely knows. She's the young lady that played opposite John Travolta in Grease.
Okay.
Yeah. So
bad little piece.
So you said what?
Bad little piece.
Well, I just like the music.
Yeah.
Right. But then my first 45 that I ever bought, also 1982, was Aretha Franklin, Jump to It. Written and produced by Luther Vandross. Shout out. But so as I'm listening to the music and my mom and my aunt, they're singing and stuff, I started singing with them while they were rehearsing.
Yeah. Because folks don't know you sing.
I've heard you sing. So I am now an expert at karaoke.
I respect.
So I am not a professional singer anymore. I did used to be in a group.
Okay.
We got signed. That's a whole nother story. I get to that.
Yeah.
So basically, my aunt in the basement had a keyboard. She had a 4-track mixing board and a drum machine. She started teaching me how to make beats. This like mid 80s.
Yeah.
And so I started writing my own songs by age 11. And then once I got to high school though, because I was taking piano lessons and I was on the production side, even though we had a group. So me, my boy, Rob Turner, shout out to Rob in Chicago, Angie Smith, we was called the LA Crew.
LA Crew.
In Chicago. Little adults from Chicago ruling the entire world. Okay, so
just running the whole streets of Chicago going crazy.
That's crazy. So, but when I got to high school, so what actually happened was I used to have a very high-pitched voice. In 8th grade, the bottom of my voice dropped out and I started sounding like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And so, because I was used to singing Ralph's parts in New Edition. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh shit, I gotta sing Johnny parts now. So when I started high school, I joined the concert choir to help me tune my vocal instrument. Because I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I got into the voice thing and I kind of left piano alone. And then I joined the singing group in high school and graduated, went to college, and I came to LA because I went to USC.
Shout out to USC.
Yeah, shout out. Yes,
you went
Trojans.
To USC?
Yeah.
Legendary.
And so when I got to SC, I was like, I specifically was coming to LA to get into the music business. And
were you still with your group at the time?
Well, no. So in high school, my group, so Nate, Steve, Jerome, Chris Robinson, Craig Robinson's brother, he played the piano for us. They were juniors. I was a senior. So when I graduated, I left them behind.
Yeah.
So I got to SC and I met my boy, who's my boy to this day, Marcus Mitchell. And he was a singer as well. So the two of us are freshmen in the dorms doing music, you know, singing and trying to figure out what we was gonna do.
Yeah.
And then I took an interest in Kappa Alpha Psi.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Well, took an interest in Kappa Alpha Psi. I met the brothers that were in the chapter, and Montel Jordan just happened to be a brother in that chapter.
That's crazy.
Now, but at the time, he was not signed. So this was 6'8" Montel Jordan shopping, trying to get a record deal.
Trying to get it out.
Trying to get a record deal. So I want to say 3 weeks after I crossed into the fraternity, Montel got his record deal with Power Move PMP, which was through Def Jam.
Say less. Okay.
So now, because we have a connection within the fraternity, because we're both 4 clubs. And he knew I came there for music. So he was like, I'm gonna take you under my wing and show you the music industry, since that's what you came here for. Yeah. You know what I mean? So this is just you know, a confirmation that I was supposed to go to SC. I was supposed to be in LA. So
because sometimes when you don't understand, like you need those confirmations to know that you're on the right track.
So so that was my first connection, right? Yeah. Then there was a TV channel at the time called Video Jukebox. You know what Video Jukebox is? No. So, okay, so this was basically YouTube, but on cable, but it was a channel where all the videos were listed and it had a number by each video. You had to call the 900 number and pay 99 cents to play that video. But you as the viewer controlled it, right? So I'm sitting here watching Video Jukebox and a video came on. It was Subway featuring 702, this little game we play.
Yeah.
So I'm watching and I'm noticing in the video all the Chicago stuff in the background. And I'm like, okay, represent.
Yeah.
And then the Chiron at the end of the video came up. So that's when the name of the song and the artist and all that information pops up at the beginning and the end of the video. The Chiron said Biv 10 / Motown Records. So for those who don't know, I'm the biggest New Edition fan on earth.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
same.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But and actually going back, I went to the Any Heartbreak tour October 6, 1988 at the UIC Pavilion. And it was New Edition, I'll Be Sure, Bobby Brown. That night, after watching that show, I was like, I'm going into the music business.
Got to.
So fast forward to now, we're in 94. And it says Biv 10 / Motown Records. So I was like, oh shit, Michael Bivins has a record label. So I called information because you had to call information back then. So called information, got the number to Motown, called Motown Records. A guy by the name of Steve Cook answered the phone. And I was like, yeah, my name is Brett Dismuke. I'm a student over at USC. Do y'all need any interns? This was on a Friday.
Yeah.
He was like, can you be here on Monday? I was like, absolutely. Went there on Monday, walked in, met Steve, and Michael Bivins walks in, and I started interning for Steve and Michael Bivins. So now, fast forward a couple of months of me working there, Montel Jordan gives me a cassette single for This Is How We Do It. And he's like, yo, play this for everybody that you can. Yeah. So I was carrying the cassette single around in my back pocket. I was at the Fox Hills Mall, and I'm walking through, and I'm walking past Kids Foot Locker. Now I'm so this 94. So
that's crazy.
I'm 18.
Okay.
So I'm walking past Kids Foot Locker, and there's 3 young ladies working in Kids Foot Locker. They all look like they was my age.
Wow.
But they had a radio on the counter playing music. I was like, bet.
Yeah.
So I walk in, I was like, hey, I got this new song I want to play. Can I play it on your radio? They was like, does it have cussing in it? I was like, no. They was like, cool. So I started playing the song. Now, people hadn't heard This Is How We Do It before, but they remember the beat from Slick Rick's children's store.
Yeah.
So the beat comes on, and it's only like 6 people in the store.
Yeah.
I play it. People like bobbing their heads, and they like, what's this?
They vibing with it.
I rewind it, because it's a cassette now. Yeah. I had to rewind it, played it again. People start coming into the store. Rewound it, played it again. So I did this like 6, 7 times. By the time I finished, it was about 50, 60 people in Kids Foot Locker.
It's crazy.
And I was like, yo, call up 92.3 The Beat and request Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It. So I get back to my internship at Biv 10 / Motown, and I'm talking to Steve Cook. And I go, I said something about my frat brother Montel has this new song, and he was like, your frat brother? And I said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm from, Beta Omega, USC, blah, blah, blah. He was like, I'm from Beta Omega, USC. So Steve Cook, the guy that I had been interning with for like 3 or 4 months at that point, was from my chapter.
That's crazy.
At USC. And,
you can't make that up.
No, I couldn't make it up.
That's crazy.
And he was like, I know Montel, blah, blah, blah. And so then I told him the story about the Kids Foot Locker. And he was like, that was you? And I said, yeah. Word had got around. This kid had an impromptu listening party in a kid's Foot Locker. So making that story shorter, I got introduced to David Kimbrough at Polygram Group Distribution, and that's how I got my first paid job in the music business. And I was 18 years old.
And you know what's crazy, bro? One thing I love that I like, people don't realize how much serving you got to do sometimes in order to finally get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And like for me, bro, like this was one of the reasons why I decided to create this show, because I'm from North Carolina, been in the industry for like 6 years now, you know, going on 7. But I think I'm in a place now where, you know, not only am I an actor, I do work in the studio in the past, and like I understand the willingness to kind of just do the work and put the work in. So I love that sometimes you don't understand it while you in it, but like hearing that, like, it makes sense. If you do the work, people are gonna always just see it. It's only a matter of time. Like it's already working out for you. You're not even knowing, like you didn't even know like how all those pieces are gonna connect you to that.
So to make the story even funnier, so now I'm working in the music industry. The very next year, 1995, me and my other frat brother from USC decide we're gonna be roommates. So me and him are renting out a house together. That frat brother's name is Prentice Penny. Now, I don't know if you know who Prentice Penny is, but he was a writer on Girlfriends and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and he was the showrunner for Insecure for Issa Rae. But here's the thing. I'm in music at the time. He's a writer. He you know, just graduated from the film school. I had no idea that after a 10-year run in music, I would transition into film and TV.
Crazy.
But I'm sitting here, like thinking back, I'm sitting here watching him write scripts and reading them and helping to give notes and doing table reads, and I'm doing all of this stuff preparing me for my future career, and I didn't even know it.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? I was supposed to go to USC. That the Lord made that happen.
And bro, like sometimes, and like, so you did the music and that transition. So talk about that transition. Do you feel like, well, I feel like I know the answer to this, because I'm gonna say, do you feel like music kind of helped you make that transition? But I think it definitely did, because I think if you didn't have those moments, it wouldn't have set you up for where you was at.
All right, so here's the story. All right, so while I was in music, while I was a college rep, Chuck D of Public Enemy was doing a solo project.
Yeah.
I took him to USC, I took him to UCLA to do speaking engagements to promote his album. For whatever reason, Chuck wanted to ride with me in my car from USC to UCLA. And so as we're driving, he was like, Brother Brett, he was like, what do you want to do in this business? And I said, I want to be Berry Gordy. And he was like, what does that mean? And I said, well, Berry Gordy signed the artist that he wanted to sign at Motown. He, you know, did the music that he wanted to do, and he produced the films that he wanted to produce. And so Chuck D looked at me and he goes, singing and rapping is one job, writing is another job, producing is another job. He said that's 3 jobs in the music industry. There are 85 other jobs in music. Find out what those are, and then you can run your own record label, right? And so I was like, okay, bet. And so in my time in music, I dabbled in being a sales rep. I did artist development. I did A&R. You know, I did marketing. I did street team work. So I was doing a lot of different or experiencing a lot of different departments, because I was taking his words to heart. So
a student of the industry,
right.
Like literally.
So fast forward to digital downloading basically changed the music business. And the record labels had to, you know, pivot and decide, how can we continue to make money, you know, with this downloading going on, and basically they had to revert back to a singles business.
Yeah,
because in the 50s, 60s, 70s, music business was a singles business.
That's true.
In the 80s and 90s, they became an albums business. But if you can download individual songs, people aren't buying albums anymore. And so they shifted back to the singles business, and then that's, you know, how iTunes blew up, which eventually led to streaming. But while that was happening, a lot of people, you know, transitioned out of music, or you know, modified their hustles.
Got to sometimes pivoting and trying new things.
Yeah, and I used that opportunity. I got into film and TV at that point, but I still took what Chuck D said to me. I took that same approach to the film business. So I've done casting. I've been a line producer. I've been a creative producer. I've been an executive producer. I've been a distributor. I've done I've been a music supervisor. I've been on the soundtrack. You know, I have my hands in all of it. But what that has done, so I spent 10 years in the music business. I'm now on my 21st year of film and TV. Yeah. But, you know, I am one of few film and TV execs that I've been on both sides of the table. Yeah. I've produced films on my own. Yeah. I've also acquired films and distributed films, right? And
name those films just to name, because I don't think people.
Oh my God, like,
because I know.
The films that I've produced.
Both, because I think, bro, like you've done so much. Like,
well, okay, so let me say this. I started in the film industry in 2004. My first gig, I was director of marketing at Urban Works. And then I elevated to doing acquisitions for Urban Works. And then I was executive director of Urban Works. But at Urban Works, we were doing the Platinum Comedy Series, which was, you know, Dave Chappelle comedy special, Killing Them Softly, and Cedric and Steve and DL and you know, Monique and Cheryl Underwood. And we were doing all of that. I also put The Cosby Show in a Different World out on DVD for the first time. You know, Fat Albert and things like that. We were doing that. But then because of the companies that I was working for, I was dabbling in diversity back then. So I'm over here doing The Cosby Show in a Different World, and I also did the marketing for UFC fighting. I did marketing for Plaza Sesamo, which is the Spanish-speaking version of Sesame Street. You know, chicken soup for the soul and all this stuff, right? But then, so left Urban Works. We went to First Look Studios, and then I transitioned into Image Entertainment, and you know, and we were doing comedy specials by
with Tiffany. Tiffany Haddish?
No. So I did Kevin Hart's first comedy special. I'm a Grown Little Man. We did Charlie Murphy. You know, we distributed some Jamie Foxx stand-ups, Cat Williams. You know, but then we were really getting into a lot of the independent movies as well. So the very first Black independent film that I acquired on my own was a film called Love and Other Four-Letter Words. So Tangi Miller, Tasha Smith, Anson Zackins,
epic, legendary.
You know, Flex Alexander, can't forget Flex. But
Flex is really one of the ones.
No. Hey, listen, Flex been doing it a long time.
No, for real.
Flex been doing it a long time.
I respect him, bro.
Shout out to the scene in Juice when Queen Latifah put him out the DJ audition. Y'all can go Google that. But you know, in addition to that, you know, there was this independent film that we distributed called All About You. And it was Elise Goldberry and Teron Brooks and Lisa Ray, and it sold forever and ever and ever for many years. But then So then we started getting into producing, right?
Yeah.
And then the first film that I ever produced was a film called Love for Sale.
Yeah.
So
that was a good one.
Jason Weaver, Jackie Long, Karen Ward, you know, and Essence Atkins was in that as well. Tangerine, shout out to Tangerine.
Yeah.
But like, and it was written and produced by Russ Parr. And that was the first project that me and Eric Thomasounas of Swirl Films ever did together. But then, you know, from there, I mean, like, so we've produced about 50 stage plays, about 40 something stage plays.
Yeah.
About 35 movies, you know, I've done 35 and Ticking, you know, with
that was
Kevin Hart.
that was a class. Yeah.
You know, it's so many, and like even Back to the Good Life with Kyla Pratt and Lamar Tate and Nadine Ellis and Kelly Jenrette. Like I could do this for days. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes you gotta just like say it, because sometimes when you're a hustler, it's like you forget like.
But you know, but the thing about it is, I've been involved in so many projects over the years.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, because so this is a confession. Sometimes because the films are not produced or financed by a major studio, or because if the film wasn't in, you know, on 1,200 screens, we feel like, you know, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
And then one day I was doing a panel and a lady asked me, she said, how many projects have you produced? And I said, about 100. And she said, how many projects have you distributed? And I was like, you know, over 1,500. And she said, that's 1,600 projects that did not get green lights from those major studios. She was like, so think about the creatives that, you know, were able to bring their stories to life. Think about the actors that did work. Think about the crew members that did work. Like, it's not about budget level. And that's what, you know, kind of changed my perspective on it. I was like, I was like, you're right. Like, we working.
We working, and we loading up.
Yeah.
And like, for someone who's at, you know, AMC Networks, head of content, like for those people, those writers or those creators out there who's just trying to kind of get their projects picked up, you know, being that you have seen both sides of the industry, the business, is like, what advice like would you give them, like when it comes to like trying to get things distribution, or kind of just trying to get your eyes on it, or how does it work? Because I think things is like changing in the industry, right? And so, what is your advice?
So, well, okay, so let me say this. Number one, you gotta stay true to yourself. Like,
you do though.
It's
hard though.
It is hard.
But people like,
But let me say this. Is winning the lottery hard? You know what I'm saying? Is getting that college degree hard? Is whatever, like fill in the blank, right? Shit is hard. But that's what the grind is about. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. When creatives say, hey, what y'all looking for? I say, good projects. You're the creative. You tell me what your vision is. You tell me what story you want to tell. Don't try to change and modify your story to reflect what you think I want or need. Because you're sacrificing your vision at that point. You know what I mean? And so now, and is that harder? Yes, that's harder. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, because if you have a film and it's about a dude growing up in the hood, and you know, and it was a drama and it was some heartfelt shit, right? But you sitting in front of an executive that's like, yo, we're only looking for comedies right now. You could turn that story into a comedy.
It's in your
you could do that, but how you gonna feel when you watching it?
Yeah.
How you gonna, you know what I mean? Like, now, if you did it because, you know, you was about to get evicted and you needed the bread.
We all been there.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, but that ain't your film no more.
Nah, that's true, yeah.
You know what I mean?
True, yeah,
and so, you know, so I mean, it's trade-offs in life, but
it is.
But staying true to yourself, and you got to do your homework.
You got to.
Let me tell you something. Worst thing you can do is tell a film studio exec, a streaming service exec, or a cable network exec, I have a project that is perfect for your network or your service, and it's not. For instance, let's say your service only does horror films. And I bring to you a project that is a family friendly coming of age story.
Yeah.
And I say to you, I got a project that's perfect for your network.
Yeah.
When you read my script or look at my deck, you're gonna say, this fool don't even watch my network.
That's real. And especially if you're taking the time to even read it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't do that because you play yourself.
Yeah.
You play yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do your homework. Know who you're pitching to.
Yeah.
Know, you know, who you're talking to.
That's true.
You know, and also want to say this. In this business, there is no such thing as wasted conversation.
That's true.
So when you go to a film festival,
that's how we met.
Yeah, listen, we met at a party. I happen to be throwing the party.
You know what I'm saying? Miami, Florida.
Hey, turn up. Hey, we had a great time. But you know what? That conversation at that party, drinks in hand, led to going for drinks in LA. Led to us sitting here. You being on Dope Unit, shout out Dope Unit coming out 2026.
First of all, I want to say, bro, I appreciate that opportunity because I felt like, I'm gonna be honest, like sometimes, like, you know, when you instantly judge, like, you know what I mean. So people don't understand like your level of like range. You feel me? And I think that was my first role where like I had a chance to just be like a different type of nigga, like not a different type of nigga, but really go there as far as character development goes. So. Shout out to Dope Unit, Damian Douglas, and the whole team. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no, listen. You know, Damian and Tom and that whole crew.
Yeah.
That show, that was one of the best pitches I've ever seen.
Yeah, they told me the process.
Yeah. And so that's how that happened.
They came late. They acted out the scenes and everything.
Listen. They was like, fuck the deck. They was like, lock the doors. And we sitting there, and the characters walked in the room and started acting out the first episode.
Crazy.
And we looking at each other. We like, wait, they doing the whole thing? They doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like changing scenes. I was like, okay. I was like, this is impressive. But you know what I'm saying?
But nowadays you gotta kind of like be creative, like be innovative. Like for me, like. Not only am I an actor, I work at Sony. Like, you know what I mean? I had like that studio experience. And like, honestly, bro, hearing you talking about your journey and how it's like you had to kind of do those working in marketing and production.
Yeah.
Before LA, I was in DC doing corporate America route. So like all of those things, I'm like, dang, Ma, like you're really setting yourself with success. I worked in casting too. So it's like, sometimes we get in the moment, it's like, this is not what I want to do. But at the end of the day, it's about who you're meeting along the way.
Let me tell you something. A lawyer. So back in my Disney days, because I worked at Disney from 2000 to 2002.
Yeah.
And I was at Hollywood Records doing soundtracks. I did Say the Last Dance soundtrack. I did the Undercover Brother soundtrack. Now, I'm going to say this next one just because I acknowledge the crazy shit just like I do the shit that hit.
Yeah.
I also did the Pootie Tang soundtrack.
That's true.
Pootie Tang! Listen, shout out to 702. Pootie Tangin was the name of the lead single. But this is a true story, y'all. Y'all can go Google. Y'all can go Google the video. But but no, there was a lawyer when I was at Hollywood Records. His name is Joe Richardson. Joe Richardson said to me, and I have kept, you know, this advice. It's been 25 years now.
Yeah.
He said, Brett, you have to modify your hustle.
Got to.
That's the foundation of all of this shit.
Yeah.
If you are not willing to pivot,
yeah,
you know what I mean? You gone. Because listen, whether it is a cultural trend that's changing, whether it's technology, whether it's, you know, consumer habits. Yeah. Think about this. 3 years ago, everybody wanted to pay money for a subscription service because they didn't want to watch they didn't want to watch commercials.
That's true. Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
But guess what happened? So they subscribed to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 streaming services. Yeah. So now you got 10 streaming services. You're now paying more than you were paying when you had cable.
Crazy.
So you thought you were cutting the cord. You just created a new cord. Yeah. So fast forward 2.5 years, everybody's like, oh, no. I'll take the free version. I don't mind watching the commercials. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That is a massive shift in the industry.
It is.
You know what I mean? Or, you know, and that's just one example. Yeah. You know, at a certain point, we would only go watch movies in the theater.
That's true.
Now you got options, right? You know, and so, you know,
I can't keep up nowadays.
And you know what changed a lot of that? Do you remember the first time they offered? So did you ever have cable?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you had cable, you used to be like, oh, my show comes on Thursday at 8, right?
Get it recorded
and then they started offering DVR.
Yeah.
That changed the game because it was like, I don't have to be at home. I could just set my DVR. I could watch it when I want.
Literally.
People don't understand. Yeah. That was the beginning of setting the appetite for streaming. Yeah. I could watch it when I want. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So now when I go on, and that's the big difference between a fast channel and an AVOD channel. Yeah. A fast channel, they still programming it for you. You got to watch whatever is on. It's free, but if Golden Girls come on at 5 o'clock, that's what you got to watch. Yeah. On the AVOD service, Golden Girls is sitting there next to Living Single, next to Fame, and you can watch whatever you want. It's still free. Yeah. You know, but you just got to watch them commercials. So, you know, it's, you know, the industry itself is a hustle.
Every day, and every second, every moment.
You have to be willing to modify that hustle.
And bro, that's why I always say, man, like just understanding, like, you know, where you are right now is not always where you're going to always be. I always say that, yo, like, because it's like some people just got that dog in them, or like that who grew up with that sense of faith, who had that mom or that grandma. You grew up church, but like we saw them overcome. So it's like, dang, we can do this too. But nah, man, I mean, I can talk to you all day, like, but I do want to like ask you this as we try to wrap up here, but. Like I feel like you've done so many great things in the industry, right? Like, right? It's like, do you see yourself still? I mean, I feel like you still do your own personal stuff. Like what is that next? Like, I don't want to, because I hate people always ask, like, what is that next? Like, dream value? I'm like, I don't know. But like, is there anything that you haven't done yet that you want to look like or tap into or try to, you know, learn about?
So, all right. So I'll say this: the goal that I set, that I told Chuck D about being Berry Gordy, and because Motown Records, you know, put out a lot of hit records, and a lot of key artists, but he was also producing films like Mahogany and Lady Sings the Blues and Last Dragon. Shout out to Time Act, right? Dang. Vanity. Yeah. So, you know, Ines, that was for you. But so, but I will say this: I have now run a production company. I have run a streaming service. I have run a cable network. It's time to put all that together. Yeah. I am still going to one day run the company that is putting out music and producing films and distributing films and music, you know, that I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
like,
sure.
yeah. So these are all stepping stones to, where I want to go.
Yeah. And continue to elevate the empire. You know what I mean? I think, first of all, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you, and like, you're somebody that I respect in the industry. Just, I feel like sometimes, just as another brother, bro, like, I think just to kind of hear your journey, your story, since day one, it's always been love. Yeah. And I think to your point earlier, it's like sometimes I think the fear for so many creators coming into this industry is like they can't be themselves. You know what I mean? Or they can't be true to them, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so many things you deal with in your mind. But I'm like, now as I'm kind of maturing in the industry and as opportunities are happening for me, I'm realizing, I'm like, it's all happening because I'm still that mall, you know what I'm saying, who was a good time, but also when it's time to do the work, it's time to do the work. You know what I'm saying? And I think people are now starting to see me as that light, but it's a ever always evolving door. You know what I mean? It's all, you're always gonna want more. You're always gonna feel like, okay, I'm not where I want to be, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, this connection is leading me to something else. It's like it's like you got to kind of see it. You can't see it, but you got to just see it. You know?
Listen.
But it's real.
I would be lying if I told you 7 years ago that I would be running a cable network and a subscription service. Yeah. 7 years ago, I was like, yo, we about to get our Will Packer on. What you talking about?
Let's get it.
Right? Now, it's not too late to get the Will Packer on, but what I'm saying is, that was 7 years ago. Yeah. 20 years ago, like, I was trying to, go be the president of Def Jam, right? Yeah. And so as the journey takes bends in the road, so does the vision, so does the experience, but you never know what it's preparing you for. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, like, you gotta be willing. Look, I'm gonna say this. Yeah. So, a very good friend of mine, she's an actor, but she has an amazing vision, like the way things in a room are set up, and she's an artist, and she looks at color differently and textures differently, right? And so one day she told me, she was like, yeah, I had a dream that I was standing on set talking to Viola Davis. And I was like, well, what were y'all doing? And she was like, I think we were working. She was like, but I was showing her something, right? And I said to her, and she was like, well, hopefully we were running lines or something before the scene. And I said, well, here's the thing. Don't put yourself in a box. I said, how do you know you weren't standing on set describing the scene for her because you did the set design? Or how do you know you weren't explaining to her what you wanted her to do because you were the director? Or I was like, it isn't acting or bust. And she actually got a little mad at me. And shout out, I'm not gonna say if you know, because that's between us. But if I will say this. But she got mad at me because she thought I was saying, don't keep your dream of acting. And I wasn't saying that. I was saying you can't just want to do one thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, if you got a lot of talents, spread that talent around, and because we throwing darts at the dartboard
every day.
Something sticking, right? Because here's the thing, you don't think that Jennifer Lopez, she wanted to sing first. Yeah. But she was like, yo, I'm really good at dancing. Yeah. And then she got put on dancing, and then she got the Money Train gig with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson acting. Yeah. And then she became known as an actress. And then when she was famous from being an actress, She was like, fuck y'all, I'm about to put out
my
music. And she went platinum.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx did the same thing, right? So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean stop, pursuing what your love is, but modify the hustle.
Modify the hustle and don't put yourself in the box.
Nope.
Man, funny read. That's the word, bro.
Yeah,
dog, like it feels like just like you my dog that's talking. I can talk to you all day, bro. Like truly, man. And we gonna keep this. How do people kind of like I don't know, stay in contact with you? How do people like if they see you out of the festival? How do they LinkedIn? You on LinkedIn?
I'm on LinkedIn. I'm only on LinkedIn because you have to be. I don't check my LinkedIn messages often. I do check them every now and then, but I'm on there. I have an Instagram page on Mastermind Brett.
I'll make sure I tag.
Mastermind with a Y. And I hate social media though.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? So I post upcoming projects. I post events that my fraternity's chapter have coming up.
Yeah.
But I'm not really on social media to like keep y'all up to date with my personal life.
Yeah.
Like you want to know what I'm doing in my personal life? If you live in LA or New York or Atlanta or Chicago, go to your local karaoke bar. You'll see me.
You might find my brother.
You know what I'm saying? At a comedy club.
We really was like singing together. So
like for real. Oh, wait. It's not a game.
Once that project come singing, you gotta call me.
Wait. Me, you, Damien, and Fresh have a group and we going on tour.
I'm down, bro. Let's get it, dog.
Period.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? This is all about manifesting the seed, dog. But again, man, thank you so much for stopping by, dog. Like this really was like getting you on here was like a no-brainer, bro. Like seeing you kind of hustle like over these past couple of years, not put yourself in the box. It inspires me to like know that anything is possible as long as I keep my head to the sky and like put the work in, though. So like as we close this episode, guys, I'm going to say like this little takeaway from kind of what I gathered from this conversation, man. Like oftentimes we want to do that one thing, right? And we only see that one thing for ourselves. But sometimes life is about kind of just not changing that one thing, but like adding different things to it. You know what I'm saying? Being a multi-talented, multi-dimensional, like how you move in this industry. So even if it's like one thing you want to do, like don't just put your eggs in that one basket. You feel me? See what else is out there. You never know kind of what God would kind of bless you with as long as you stay true to him and put him first, but also do the work in, man. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Good Energy Talks. We back, baby. We're bringing the energy, the camaraderie, all of that stuff, good stuff. We'll see you next time.